With the Porsche 911, as one model changes into the next model, there seems to be a divide in the opinion as to which one was the better one. It's a model that's been going on for such a long time, and it's so well known and it's so well loved. But for instance, the 992, as brilliant a car as it is, there are people who think that the 991 was a better car. With the Porsche Macan, that isn't the case. The Porsche Macan just gets better and better with with every new model. The car behind me is a 2022 Porsche Macan 4-litre GTS with a huge specification in Crayon. I'd like to show you around. Wasn't massively fond of the original Cayman in terms of the shape, and I think it was quite sort of divided when the car first came out. I quite like them now. The 981 is a much prettier car, but when we get to the 2022 version, which is what's in front of me, I think this is a really, really pretty looking car. And unlike the 911, instead of the engine being sat over the rear wheels and slightly behind the rear wheels, the engine is sat slightly forward of the rear axle. So what that means is it sits within the wheelbase, and because you've got the weight of the engine and the gearbox sitting within the wheelbase rather than behind the wheelbase or behind the rear axle, that gives you a really good point of balance, which makes the car very predictable in terms of its handling. It's not tail happy, it doesn't understeer, it's just a very neutral feel to it. The steering feels very live on your hands. It's a brilliant car to drive. It's incredible on handling, and if these do have the 4-litre is a 4-litre engine that's also used in the 911, but all the way through the evolvement of the Cayman, had they put the more powerful engines in like they did with the 911, it would have been a better car, because it's better balanced. This particular car, as I say, it's in Crayon, which, as you can see, if I just run my camera all the way around there, you can see is in lovely condition. Now, part of the reason for that is that we've got, I don't know if you can see there, we've got a really nice, clear and high quality PPF, which extends to the whole of the bonnet. And you can see there the join is also in the door. See if I can just get my camera to focus. You can just see the little mark there and here on the mirrors. And then you can see here within the door handle, if I just, there we go, and all the way along this panel here as well, because of course this panel flares out. Because it flares out, it makes it more susceptible to taking stones from the front wheel as they come up. So this car has been very nicely treated and protected against stones and flying objects. And the net result is it still looks gorgeous. The paintwork is lovely. I say it's only 2 years old. Still sort of within the manufacturer's warranty period. But the condition, as you can see, it presents absolutely beautifully. Every panel and every part of every panel looks amazing. All the way down through the sills. Very good. The wheels with those nice big red calipers and the vented, sort of drilled vented discs look really cool. And then you've got the black detailing. So you've got gloss black around the windows. You've got privacy glass here and a mild tint in the front. You've got darkened rear window. The gloss black spoiler, which tucks in nicely. Black lights, gloss black lettering. And then the rear apron with those twin exhausts poking out of the back. It just looks fabulous. Gloss black door handles, black air intakes to feed the engine and keep it cool, even down to the lights. Very cool looking lights. Front trims, lower front valance, all in gloss black. So a very, very nice looking car indeed. I'm going to pop the front and the back because, of course, having the engine just behind the seats means that we've got additional space for luggage. So is this practical enough to go away for the weekend? Absolutely. So this is the frunk, or the front boot. You can see there it's nice and deep. You can easily get some overnight bags in there, a couple of overhead locker cases. Just showing there as well. You can also see there, all the way around the Porsche badge, the PPF. So as well as having this space in the front, you've also got this space at the back. Now, I'll take these out just to show you. So there's a luggage net just behind the seats. Now that is where the engine sits. So the engine sits directly over where the camera is now. So this area here is for luggage. And as you saw a second ago, as well as the really nice mats, carpet mats, we also have the proper Porsche fitted hard wearing rubber mats, which are brilliant for the winter because, of course, this isn't a car just for summer. This is a car that works all year round very well. And the engine, that 4-litre engine, is a work of art, and it's connected to a PDK gearbox. So PDK is one of the best double clutch gearboxes on the market. It's very quick through the gears, very, very smooth. But if you look at the detail there, so you've got black leather, and then you've got the Crayon contrast stitching, which ties the interior and the exterior together. You've got the memory seats, and then you've got there, because it's so shiny, my camera struggles, but gloss carbon styling on the inside, and that beautiful high quality leather Burmeister sound system. More carbon fibre in the sills, and you've got the illuminated Cayman GTS insignia there, and you saw that opens the boot, that opens the front boot, and then here, see, it's an array of buttons for the seats. These are the 18-way adaptive sports seats. So the sports seats give you a really nice amount of lateral support. These bolsters here really do hold you upright, and with these two buttons here, you can actually sort of blow them up and give yourself more support. So depending on the size of you, the height and the width and what have you, you can make these seats very, very comfortable. As well as that, you've got these supports here. So if I press that button, you can see the squab lengthens. So if you're long in the leg, or if you're very tall, I'm not, I've got short legs, then you've got more support under the back of the knee. This button here does you backwards and forwards, and also up and down. This one does the back of the seat, like that. And then we have lumbar support, which is that one down there. So these are very, very comfortable seats. They're really supportive. They are brilliant for a sports car that's capable of putting you in some fairly hard G-force corners. And you can see there you've got the Porsche logo embossed on the headrest. More of this lovely contrast stitching. A lovely place to be. And that steering wheel is just gorgeous. Look at that. all that cross stitching. So a lovely mix of materials. So you've got really nice leather, feels nice, it's nice and smooth. Very nice decorative stitching. It's sculpted there so you can fit your hands in there to give you enough grip. And then you've got this lovely aluminium. All feels very high quality machined. All the buttons feel very nice quality. And there is also a button, hidden button underneath there, which I'll show you in a second, where that turns on the heated steering wheel. The vents, sports chrono clock. So on the road, it's a clock. If you find yourself on the track, then that then can turn into a stopwatch or a lap timer. There's the PDK gear lever, park, reverse, neutral, drive. As with a normal automatic, when you're in drive, you can knock that across to the left and then change gear down through the gears by pushing it forward, up through the gears by pulling it back, or you can use the gear change pedals. So you've got the minus on that one and then the positive on that one. So change up on the right, change down on the left. And with the PDK, it's a very, very fast working gearbox. Look at that condition. Look at the attention to detail on that leather. The problem with doing this job and working and doing what I do is that when you come across a car like this, and I'm a huge Porsche fan, when you come across a car like this, you don't want to sell it, you want to keep it. And that is a problem. So, foot on the brake, start, close the door, and that engine, unless you're going to go to a GT4, which gives you very hard suspension and a more racy sort of setup, the 4 litre is the perfect engine for this car, in my opinion. It's just shy of 400 horsepower, 394, I think, from memory. So that's a lot for a car which doesn't weigh an awful lot. It's not a huge car, and it makes it very interesting to drive. You can see down there 21,763 miles from new. And if I just press that button down there, you can see heated steering wheel on and heated steering wheel off. That's a lovely thing. That's another thing that tells you in no uncertain terms this car is not just for the summer. We've also got the sport switch here. So if I turn this and show you on this dial, it shows you that we've got sport, normal, individual, and sport plus. So individual, normal, sport, sport plus. You can hear the engine note change. And what that does is it changes the way that the car delivers power. So the accelerator pedal becomes more sensitive. So it's not just how far down you push your foot, but it's how fast you move your foot that will determine how the car changes gear. And then you've got this button in the center here. Automatic lights will just come on. You've got this button in the center here, and what that does is if you're on a B road and you've got a number of cars and you feel you want to overtake them and you just want to give everything, so press that button, and then we have a sports response. So then that means the car will rev harder to each gear. It'll deliver power from a very sensitive accelerator pedal and just give you everything for a period of 20 seconds and then revert back to normal again afterwards. That's quite a nice thing. It's quite a nice little feature. There we go. So heated seats have 3 different heat settings. So hot, warm, and also warm but not quite as warm. We have sports exhaust. I don't know if you can hear the change in. It sounds a bit more hollow. The time when you notice it the most is when you've got your foot down and you're driving, because it means that you have in the exhaust you've got butterfly valves which open and shut as you put more demand on the engine, and it helps the exhaust gases to exit faster and it makes a nicer noise. It's lovely lid again, really nice smooth leather, contrast stitching, USB in there, and a little bit of a storage area. USB again, book pack, and in here we have cup holders which pop out, so you can pop your cup of coffee in there. and tuck them out of the way when you're not using them. And there we go. And if I select reverse, which is press the button and pull it back until reverse comes up, you can see there's a nice clear camera. And if I turn the wheel, you can see it changes the directory by using these orange lines. So it gives you a fairly good indication if you're about to reverse whether your steering wheel is straight or not and where you're going to go when you start to move. The button here is for your suspension, so that will stiffen up. So chassis sport or normal. So sport basically stiffens up the chassis, so liven up the steering. On the road, 9 times out of 10, you're more likely to use the comfort because England's roads are pretty potholy, but it's a nice thing to have. If you find yourself on the continent, you might find it's very useful. I just keep coming back to the steering wheel. That's lovely. Let's get the camera to. I do love the attention to detail. The screws here, Allen keys, and the materials used. It just feels like a real quality car. And it's a Porsche, and I love them. And there's more of that really nice gloss carbon. So there we go. Unfortunately, I can't keep it. It's not part of the plan. But there is a very, very pretty looking Porsche with the perfect engine in it, with all the options you could ever want, and it looks stunning. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Either pop us an email, drop us a text or a WhatsApp, or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.